let's do a quick mini lesson on this. We are doing probability and converting it to the simplest form. And it's got a riddle. What's the difference between a bus driver and a cold? One's a person and one's not. Haha. I already knew the answer. Saved you the time. But you do kind of still need to do the math. So let's look at the nickel. When flipping a coin, what's the probability of landing on heads or tails? Well, there are two possible outcomes, the heads, tails, and that's both of them. So it is going to land on heads or tails, so it's 2 out of 2. What's the probability of landing on ears? Well, there's two possible outcomes, head or tails. Ears is not one of them, so it would be 0 out of 2. I'm going to come down here and find those. And they are both simplified, as you can tell. This is simplified to 1. This is simplified to 0. 1 is P, 0 is O. That's appropriate. Oh, I will definitely remember that one. And they've written 1 in standard and decimal form. 1 is P. All right then, 4/6 is reducible. So whenever you have a probability that is 4/6, there's another one you'll also find. And since I said that, I noticed that here's another 0. Ooh, they're tricky. So anyway, 4/6, that will be along with something else. There's a reduced version of 4/6. So don't just stop at 4/6 or don't just stop at the reduced version. You'll have both. They are really trying to trick you. Let's see. Oh, look, here's another 0. All right, is there another 1? Just be on the lookout. On this page, you need to have these cut out. So if you haven't cut them out, why don't you pause the video and go ahead and cut them out. I trust that you had time to cut them out. I'm going to set these all over here. We will do number 5 together. You do the others, but we'll do 5. I want to make sure you understand what some of these things mean. I've got numbers, I've got letters here, I'm going to put numbers here. It might be good to organize these, you know? Numbers, more numbers, and then colors. All right, slide these over just a little bit. Okay, so now number 5. The 5th spinner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th spinner has the following facts. Probability of landing on 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 is 1. So that tells me that there's a number, one of these numbers is on every one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it's gonna be one of these two because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on everything. The probability of landing on 2 is the same as 3 and the same as 4. So however many 2s there are, they're the same number of 3s and the same number of 4s. 2 2s, 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s. Okay, I think it's this one. It's 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, so they're all the same. The probability of landing on 2, 3, and 4 is the same. When I look at them, that's 2 out of 8, 2 out of 8, 2 out of 8. So the probability is 2 out of 8, or 1/4. There's 2 out of 8 2s, 2 out of 8 3s, 2 out of 8 4s. So it's all the same for all of them. So the probability of landing on 2, which we determined, the probability of landing on 2 is 1/4, is the same as the probability of landing on 1, that's 1/8, plus the probability of landing on 5, well, that's 1/8. So 1/8 plus 1/8, does that make 1/4? I don't know, let me try it. Well, actually I do know, but you know, pretend I don't know. So 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8, and that reduces to 1/4. Ha, so yes. So the probability of landing on the probability of landing on 1 and 5 add up to the probability of landing on 2. Ha, there we go. Here is an easy one. The probability of landing on 1 is 1/8. And yes, we determined that. The probability of landing on 1 is the same as the probability of landing on 5, because they're both 1/8. So we know that that one goes there. Now, be careful on this one. I'm going to let you know to be careful. You are going to think that I messed up and didn't put the right one in there. Well, you might. I bet. If you do, I did put the right one in there. It's a trick one. Just know that. And also know that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 more places to put these, and you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 more of these. So needless to say, you have extras.